Welcome back to another episode of Full Circle. I'm here with Lexie Brown. Lexie, how you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing okay, you guys. You know, we are still not at 1,000 points, which is so crazy. We're still 4 points away, guys. We are now fighting for our playoff lives. There's only one playoff spot left. Today is September 8th. By the time this episode comes out, we will have either secured the 8th seed or 7th seed, whatever, or 6th, I don't know, a playoff spot, or we will be waiting to see if the Sparks lose one more game. So as of right now, we are still 100% in control of our destiny. But if we trick off the game tomorrow, we must sit and wait, which is annoying.
Who do you play tomorrow?
The Valkyries, which has had they've had our number all season.
Yeah, I was about to say, you have history with them.
Yeah, like it's smoke with the Valkyries. So I
feel like you play the Valkyries every 2 weeks.
We played them like a lot at the very beginning, and we haven't played them in a while. So I don't think we've played them since before All-Star break, because Kayla Thornton played in all of the games that we played against them, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, since All-Star, we have not seen the Valkyries, and they've had like a lot of changes, and they've been hooping, and we have not been hooping. But despite all that, we still can be in the playoffs, and that's all that matters, is getting to the end. So let's do a little like mini playoff picture rundown real quick. Who's playing? Someone's playing right now. Oh, the Sun and the Dream are playing right now.
I know the Indiana Fever clinched a spot with a win over the Mystics.
This is insane. Like, the expectations that we had at the beginning of the year, it's just so crazy. One, I think the season has flown by. Like, the first few weeks of the season went by a little slow, but once we started going and going and going, this season flew by. I cannot believe we're at our 44th game tomorrow. The Fever, and this is no disrespect to the Fever at all, because we were very high on them at the beginning of the year, finals, favorites.
Going into the season, we thought that they were it. Yeah. Which they were. They've had a lot of injuries.
But I mean, and that's the crazy part about it. The fact that they've had all of that adversity and they still made the playoffs. Mind y'all, if y'all didn't know, the Fever were not in the playoffs for a really long time before last season. So the fact that Caitlin Clark came in as a rookie and did what she did, on top of everything that Kelsey Mitchell has been doing. And then Aaliyah Bot, what they have been building there the last year and a half, 2 years. And for it all to come to fruition this quickly, and them still making the playoffs despite losing half of their team to season-ending injuries is crazy. It's insane that we have not had, knock on wood, it's a blessing that we haven't had any injuries on our team. But no one on our team has been injured. No one has been out for a significant amount of time. We're probably one of the few teams that's had the same starting lineup the entire year, damn near. And the fact that we're just crawling into 8th place right now, that's just it's just a crazy thing about sports. You could predict and think all you want about certain teams, but you just never know how things are going to shake out. So the Fever clinching a playoff spot last night, having three or four players that have a real rotational minutes on that team that were not on the team 2-3 weeks ago. It's insane. And that's I have something to say about that as well, as far as roster makeups right now, because it's a little ridiculous about the transactions and things that have been happening in this league that I've
Get into it.
So I was looking at all the playoff team rosters, and I wrote down everybody's name. I won't go through every name, but there's close to 20-ish players that are on teams now in the playoffs that were not on the team before the season started. So, and only 2 or 3 of them were on a team before and then got traded. The rest of them were not even on a roster, period.
So not in the WNBA.
Yes. And now they're finishing the season on a playoff team. So for someone like me, who was uprooted from a very good situation in LA, in my opinion, personally. I don't know what like I told y'all, I still don't know why I was traded. I don't know why I was brought to Seattle. I don't know why LA traded me for second round pick. Like, I don't know why that happened. But the fact that I have been dealing with the situation I've been dealing with, it's been fine. I'm blessed. I'm grateful I have a job. I'm about to hopefully be in the playoffs. Like, it's all great still. What am I going to training camp for? What am I busting my ass in training camp for when I could just chill at home until August and then go play for a team that needs a player later in the year? And there's like no expectation. The team might be like in desperation mode a little bit. Like, well, they need a body, they need a player. And because these players are coming in on their hardship deal and they're playing, like, it has been mind-boggling to me because I'm like, these are hardship players who are super talented and obviously belong in the league because they're in the game making an impact and doing well. But why not I don't go to training camp and I chill until All-Star break. And then once July passes, I'll be like, okay, I'm ready to come play in WNBA now. Y'all got some spots?
Here's the question. Because the difference is the lack of security.
Yeah.
Like, the difference is you're waiting.
Yeah.
So would you be more comfortable in a situation where you're waiting than being... I guess you're kind of on standby either way, but at least you like are secure on a team. You know?
It's like this year, and for anybody who doesn't know, like, this is my first season I've had a guaranteed contract. So the fact that the season is going the way it's going, like, thankfully for me, like, despite what the decisions that are being made above me, like, I am secure, and that actually has been really great and has allowed me to kind of like not be so super stressed out about this season because I have this season and next season like locked down. So how this season is not going to affect my employment next year, which is a blessing in itself. But it's like, yeah, essentially you're staying on standby like for a flight, but you mess around and you get on that flight and like, oh wait, we actually have a first class seat ready for you if you want it as well.
Right.
But then it's also like, damn, I didn't even get on the flight at all. So yeah, like, you're absolutely right when you say like that job security. But I didn't look into other seasons like prior to this one about how often that happens. Like, for example, Indiana has 5 players that are playing that were not on the opening day roster. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then I was looking at Indiana and Golden State's, like, their roster on the stats on ESPN. It's like 30 names. Dallas got like 30 names. Like, it's insane. So I know everybody is always so like locked in on like the salaries, the salary caps, the salary things. The way we need an extended roster, I don't know if Kathy is going to budge on that, but I've never seen anything like this season. And I could be wrong because maybe I wasn't paying attention enough in previous seasons, but we need more roster spots because people just coming in and out and hardship and extreme emergency, super duper hardship. Like, Dallas has been unlocking hardships that I didn't even know existed. And then I'm like, where are y'all getting this money from? Like, it's so crazy to me. And then, yeah, so we're talking about salary and we can't get off that. We can't even move forward in our CBA talks because of the salary thing. But it's like the roster spot to me is like the next glaring issue. Because, you know, we got the travel. I don't like that's going to have to be renegotiated as well, though, with the charter flights. But I feel like for me personally, like, this roster situation is bad and it looks bad and it looks crazy. And I just can't believe that many players are on end of the season teams and they were not even on other teams. They were at home. Like, that's crazy.
That's also proof of how much talent is out there that isn't in the WNBA, because for them to not be on teams at all and then to just fit seamlessly into a system they weren't in, not have been at training camp, like you said, not be, obviously everyone's working and staying ready all the time, but not be working the way y'all are working with that team 24/7 in training camp. And then to just plop into that system and
hoop,
make an impact and go to the playoffs and hoop. It's like, that says something about the fact that, okay, there's obviously so much talent that isn't in the league yet that we're not tapping into. And the only way to solve that, I guess expansion teams also will help, but is roster spots.
Yeah. I mean, roster spots. I mean, I think Golden State, like, has shown what expansion does, what expansion needs to look like. Especially, they're the first expansion team to make the playoffs in their first season, which I think is crazy because when I'm thinking about some of the other expansion teams, like everybody in this league is capable of playing if they get opportunities and minutes for the most part. Not everybody, but most players are absolutely capable of making a big impact and leading a team to the playoffs. So the fact that this is the first expansion team that has made it to the playoffs in their first year is a little crazy to me, but I think it's like just a great standard to set moving forward with these new teams of like what that needs to look like, how you build a culture, how you build a fan base with like, I wouldn't call these players unknown, but they are not, your typical W superstars that you see on all the commercials and being talked about all the time. But the way that they've been able to go in Golden State and like become like those girls, seeing them from the beginning of the season to now, like the way, like their confidence, their swagger, like their everything is so like, it's elite right now. And I like love watching them. I sound like a fan of the Valkyries, but the roster construction is just like the GM nerd in me. Like the roster construction, the fan base, like the way they market the team, like even their intro video, they highlight the whole team in it, not just a few of the players. Like they highlight the entire team, like from the beginning, from day one, they made it known like this is about all of them. This is about all of us. And I think that's why they've found so much success that people weren't expecting. And I hope that the next expansion teams kind of follow suit, at least at the beginning of their early years. You have to do that. It's something new. So even though as amazing as I think we got to beat their ass tomorrow. We have to.
And no shade. We gotta whoop y'all tomorrow.
Love y'all, but
you already got your spot.
Y'all already are in the club where you're trying to get in. Please. Or LA just gotta lose. Or LA just gotta lose. So currently, the playoff picture is this. Today, right now, Minnesota is in first place. The Aces are in second. The Dream are in third. Phoenix is in fourth. New York is in fifth. Golden State is sixth. The Fever are seventh. And us and the Sparks are battling for this last spot. And there still can be movement, I think, within. But not, Minnie is secured first place. But everyone else, like Vegas and Atlanta, are tied. So they could flip-flop. Phoenix could sneak in there. So it'll be interesting. And then we just played New York. We unfortunately lost to them. But they're like looking a little shaky. And I can say this, guys, because I did not play. I did not play in this game. So I'm like I haven't played in the last 3 games. So I've been like spectating and like just scouting and being like, I'm going to talk about this on my podcast this week. But we had New York. And we have so much end of game slippage, and that's like rebounding and like finishing games, holding leads has been like our Achilles heel all season long. But also Sabrina wasn't playing. So for us, we didn't relax. But I will say when one of the stars is missing, it kind of benefits the team if they're talented enough, which the Liberty are, because you have your whole scouting report based on how they play when, like, for example, like when Sabrina's on the court, we had a whole scouting report and then she ends up not playing. The scouting report changes and now, we're kind of a little out of sorts with it because the last 2 days, we've been talking about how we're going to guard Sabrina and then she's not playing. And now we got to like worry about guarding different actions and different personnel. So I think that is, it's not a benefit when your star isn't playing. But like if you had to look at the bright side of when there's injuries, you give another player on your team an opportunity to step up. And then it makes, our scouting report kind of irrelevant for the most part because that person isn't even playing. But our coach has been saying, we win, we're in. We've been saying that for like the last week and we have not won yet.
You said that last week. Yeah. You were like, all of our games feel like, or the last time I was here, all of our games feel like must-win games every single day.
Every day, fighting for our lives. Fighting for our lives. I believe in y'all, though. I do too. I mean, it's just been a long season. We will have a whole season wrap-up, recap, all that when the whole season ends. Not just if our season ends, A reporter even asked me before the game, which is so funny. I'm like, what the hell y'all want to talk to me about? Every time I get a media request. I'm like, okay. She asked me about the Chicago Sky team I was on when we won, because we finished that season in 6th place. But towards the end of the season, we were kind of like still figuring it out a little bit. We weren't like, dang, we got to win this game or we're not going to make the playoffs. Like we were like comfortably in the playoffs. So, that morale was a little different, but like the reporter was just like, does this team remind you of that team? And I was like, no. But like, I didn't understand like what the relevance of like asking about that team was to this team. But she was like, a team that's struggling, going to the playoffs. Then she asked me, she said, what is something that you can do, as a team to like ensure that y'all like win more or something? I was like, you should probably ask our coaches that. You're not going to get me. You're not going to get me, girl. She started laughing.
Messy.
I said, nice try. I said, I have thoughts, but not for you, babe. Not for you, babe. And she's like, okay. She's like, I know. I'm sorry. She's like, I just saw what happened, with the other team. And, y'all like to talk a little bit. I said, oh, yeah, no, that's not me. That is not me. You will not catch me slipping. Never, ever, ever, ever. Let's talk about your dream, Mariah. They're playing right now. How many games have you been able to get to? You've been traveling the world.
I haven't gone to any. Not in real life. No, I haven't gone to any.
You haven't gone to any? Oh, so you just gonna pop out during the playoffs
No.
like a fake fan? You're a fake fan. You're not real.
To be fair, I didn't go to nobody's games really last year, except for I went to like one Falcons game. So
okay, that's Atlanta. If y'all want to know what Atlanta fans are like, there you go, right there, right here. This is a perfect example.
Look behind me.
This is a perfect.
If you're listening to us on audio, listen. I'm like in my office and I have 2 jerseys framed, and my whole brand is called Hoops for Hotties. I don't even have a basketball jersey.
No. But again, this is
Neither of the teams have given me a jersey.
This is literally Atlanta fans. They're like, we got all the gear, we got the cool stuff, but I'm only going to show up to the game if it's the Super Bowl or the playoffs and be in their turn. Be in their turn. Atlanta fans are so fickle, wishy-washy ass fans.
No, my mom says that too. Atlanta fans are so fickle. But to be fair, the Dream are actually really good right now. But 9 times out of 10, our teams are just as fickle as we are.
This is true.
They look good and then they're not. Yeah. And don't nobody want to go through all that. I can do that from the comfort of my own home.
The ups and downs.
But I have been supporting y'all, and they know it. I have been supporting the Dream.
Mariah, you
and I believed in them before the push.
You did. You did. You were. I was a little weary on how it was going to work out, but you definitely have been like very high on them from the beginning. But I think even in your standards, they overachieved a little bit, I feel like, than what you were even expecting them to do.
100%.
Guys, I want to give one shout out to Ryan Howard real quick because they beat LA, which helped us. So thanks for that. She also tied the WNBA record for most 3-point makes in a game at 9. Mariah, guess how many she took?
30.
No, 17. But 17
the last
is
time you
lot.
asked me a question like that,
you were like, I don't know.
Answer was so outrageous. Like you asked me, what was it? Was it the triple-double question?
Oh yeah, I think it was that.
And who was in second
and
to 18?
And how many they had.
Yeah, and it was like 4. Yeah. So I was like, I'm shooting for the stars.
She was 9 for 17. Like the fact that she has gotten up 17 threes, she's gotten almost 20. I think she even had a game where she shot 20. The confidence that I really enjoy watching Atlanta play because I like the pace that they play. I like their style of play and I like how many threes that they shoot. And when you have a player like Ryan who has a green light like that, like you're always in a position to win games. You're always in a position to come back from games. Like when you have a shooter like that. So shout out to Ryan because, 9 threes in a game is tough. In a WNBA game, that is super tough.
But also having a coach that believes in you and like allows you to let it fly. Yeah. You know what I mean? And a team that believes in you and allows you to let it fly.
Like Ryan, she's not like even in college, like I didn't ever like peg her as a like 3-point shooter. But she got into the league and started putting that shit up. Like every year, I'm looking right now, she's attempted at least 7 threes per game her whole career. That's a lot of threes, considering like that's not the style of play the WNBA typically has. So it is good to see that she stuck with that because she was finding personal success shooting a lot of 3-pointers, but she didn't necessarily have all the personnel or coaching that I think that she needed for it to lead to success for the team and making deep playoff runs and having really successful seasons. And she missed some time with her knee injury. So the fact that she came back and she's been playing the way she's playing and having Jordan Canada back has been amazing for them too. So them finishing second, again, we always said like they're still very much flying under the radar. They're in second place right now. Or tied for second place right now. And like people are still not really talking about the dream. And I'm like, why? They're really good. They're really good. Speaking of people who are really good, I think the MVP race is over. I think it's done.
Well, yes.
I think it's done.
Yes.
I think
I have a whole little. I wrote that down for today.
Let's hear what you have to say because we missed you last week when I was going in my little head-to-head about with Fee and Asia, and they just played each other last week. And Asia, Fee had a good game too, but Asia hooped. Like Asia, I don't know. She took that shit personally, I guess. Like she had to have because Fee was like runaway MVP pre-All-Star, like. We all were saying it like, it's Fee's year. And Asia said, whose year? And
well, you remember when Asia said after that one horrible blowout where they was dancing down the tunnel in the video before the game and then they got blown out. And she said, if you're not embarrassed, don't come back.
Yeah, and she meant that.
they have been winning since.
Quite literally. Franchise record winning streak right now. I think that's at 14.
Yeah, 14 games. Fourth longest regular season streak in WNBA history. Tied with Atlanta for second in the standings. Asia continued her stamp. I'm the MVP with 31-11 against the Chicago Sky. It was her third consecutive game with at least 30 points.
Yeah. Guys, she got it. She is now first in scoring, second in rebounding, first in blocks, top 3 in steals.
But to be able to have such a disappointing season to start and not sink into that and to really straight up take ownership and be like, look, I'm the leader of this team. If you are not embarrassed, like get away from me. And then to take over as she had, everybody has to rise to the occasion when your star player is speaking like that, acting like that, and leading by example. And that's exactly what she's doing. So not only is she proving to be the best player in the W right now or like so talented, but she is truly proving to be the most valuable player that you could have like, as an asset on your team, period, to literally rally the troops like that because they were down in the dumps. Like it was bad.
Like
it was not cute.
That loss, you're right. You're absolutely right. That loss, that could have led to like crash out. It does take a very special person. It takes a very special leader. It takes a very special coach, staff, team to not allow a game like that, like lead into a downward spiral. Because like you said, they were having like what many were saying, a very disappointing year, which they still like in our standards of what the Aces look like. Yes, absolutely. In the grand scheme, they were having like a decent year, but that 50-point loss that they had at home, right? It was at the crib. That's like, that was a defining moment. Like, I feel like every team has like a defining moment, like special teams. And I feel like if anybody ever releases like a documentary or a story tell-all, whatever, about certain teams that they've been on, there's always like a moment in the season where like something switches and it's good or it's bad. And I think for the Aces, like that was a moment where shit could have gotten real bad, real dark for that team. And we're just talking from outsiders. This is outside looking. I don't got no information about what went on after that game since then, like other than just watching them play basketball. But the ownership that Asia took and how she has definitely like put this whole team on her back essentially has been insane to watch. And I do think that
It also takes a special team to not take that personally. Like to not be like, oh, she's looking at us and making us sound like it's us. And blah, 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 to be like, you know what? Yeah, I am embarrassed. Like, let's all.
Yeah, let's tighten up.
Because she's not out there playing by herself, even though it might look like she's not out there playing by herself. And for her teammates to get behind her and be like, yeah,
we got to
like,
tighten
this is
up.
embarrassing. Let's do better. Right. And not be like,
no, how dare
Asia
you?
Wilson talking about us like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like delivery, I mean, we're seeing it right now with another team. You know, you have a player that is like, we need to be better. We need to do better. I need to do better. But it's like, context is important, one. And then, yes, you got to practice what you preach. I think that reporter kind of set her up a little bit, which I don't like. But
100%.
But it's like, why would anybody be happy with a team? You're not making, second year you haven't made the playoffs. You underachieved. You went through some adversity, and just like the Aces went up, they went down. And again, that's just sports.
Right.
Like there's a lot of things that happen that like are completely out of your control, like injuries and people at the top, you know, not being the greatest decision makers. But that was before this group even got there. Like I was on that team. Like I know what goes on in the top in that organization. We're talking about the Chicago Sky, if you guys don't know. But like it's not.
I think they knew.
If you guys didn't know, like there is issues at the top. And, you know, some people are like, yeah, like.
And you are not the first person to say that.
I was on a team. I've never seen a team win a championship and the players be like, we don't really know if we want to run this back or not. That was what the experience for me was like in Chicago. Like we won that championship.
Wow.
And everybody left. I was like, dang, we're not going to try and win another. The coach even left. He left in the middle of the season the next year.
They're like, not worth it.
Like, I've never.
Not worth it.
It was so weird. Like, that championship, that team was so special. Like, the ups and downs of that season, you know, me getting waves, me being brought back and, like, just welcomed back. Like, I wasn't even gone for that long. Like, it was a very special group of women on that team. And the fact that, like, we won that championship, we were able to like celebrate for like 5 minutes and then everybody like went their separate ways. It was like the last year of like summer camp before like you're too old to be in summer camp no more. Like you're never going to see these people again. But you're like, thanks for the memes. That's what my season in Chicago was like. Like I remember we like won. It was like an early game. The game was over like at like 5 or 6 in the afternoon. We like celebrated the championship. We had our like parade like a few days later. And then I personally was in France playing basketball like a week after that. So sometimes I'm like, did that even happen for real? Was that even real life? Like, I didn't even get to like bask in the championship energy at all. Nobody did.
But what a special memory.
Yeah, but it was like, dang, like even now, like that was like the last year before the W kind of like started going crazy. Because the way that like the Aces were able to like carry on for like 6 months after they won that championship, I was like, dang, I wish we were able to like do that. They were on like TV and at award shows and like just doing all the stuff. And I was like, dang, like we didn't get none of that. But none of the teams prior to like 2023 got any of that kind of stuff. So it is cool seeing like when you win a championship, how much you get to enjoy it and just kind of like be a champ until someone makes you not one, basically. Because even like the next year, because the team was basically disbanded, there was like no title defense going on. Like that wasn't the conversation that was being had. Like, oh, the Sky gonna run it back because it wasn't the same team. So that kind of made me sad. It makes me sad because it's so crazy how you go from winning a championship to like what they're dealing with now. And that was only 3 years ago. So...
But obviously it's a, like, if you're going to get upset at criticism over the team when the team is as low in the standings as they are, that's where you're going to stay. Like, that's just how it's going to be. Like, if you are in a situation like that, there do need to be changes, whether that's with this person, that person, these people, whatever, whoever it may be. Also, I feel like reporting in that instance, like, irresponsible reporting on Angel Reese is so dangerous, in my opinion, because people already know how the world feels about her. She's one of the most polarizing, not women's basketball,
No,
not
athletes,
basketball,
period.
not athletes on the planet. Like, and so to release something like that, and because when I first heard about it, about the quote, I didn't even bat an eye because I was a Kobe Bryant fan. I remember Steph Curry when the Warriors were bad that one year, looking at the press conference and being like, we suck and there needs to be changes. I like LeGM. Like, I'm used to that behavior. Asia Wilson, what she said a few weeks ago. So it didn't make me bat an eye. But when I saw the reaction to it, people being like, oh, she called her teammates out, blah, blah, blah. And then I went and read it. I was like, this ain't even that bad.
Yeah.
This is not.
And then they started like
Michael
dragging.
Irvin bringing in a list of players.
And then they like started dragging like other teammates into it. Like poor, irresponsible reporting, I think. The timing was weird. You couldn't wait like 2 more weeks to like put that out when the season is over. Now you're just kind of like throwing salt in a wound because.
Also, keep in mind, she's not just talking. Like what you were just talking about with your experience with media. She was asked, what did you think she was going to say? They won,
knew
10 games the whole season?
They knew exactly what she was going to say, and that's what they asked her. So yes, like that, it's a hard lesson that you have to learn as a athlete, as a role model, as somebody who, you know, is considered a star in this space. Like she is young. If everybody always forgets how young she is. So yes, and she apologized. Like I think it's probably been a very hard week for her as far as like dealing with a lot of noise. A hard week for the whole team. You don't want to hear, it's hard for you to hear that from your own teammates when you already know. Like
right.
We know we're not good. We're not in the playoffs. Like we won 10 games. Like we've been struggling all year. We've had a lot of adversity. Like we know. So yeah, I'm sure that that's not something that you want to hear in that moment, but it's like, she ain't say get everybody up out of here. I mean, she did say like, I might have to get up out of here, which, okay, I want to get out of my current situation. I'm sure people want to get out of their current situation. Like it's the reality.
But they asked her.
Exactly. And this team could very well like go through the offseason and come back and everyone's a little bit better, a year older, a year wiser, go get their confidence back, playing in other leagues, playing overseas, getting healthy. And then you could have the same roster and have a different result. But again, she can say what she wants, guys. Like at the end of the day, the problem with the sky is up here. It's above us. And it's been that way.
Yeah.
Like it's been like that.
It's bigger than the program.
There's a few organizations where the problem is up here. Okay. Like that is something that I've learned this year by being doing more spectating than playing. I've been watching like transactions being made from people at the top, and I'm just like, what is this? What is going on here? Some of these players are being put in very, very poor situations it's hard to win. It's very hard to win in this league. And I said that on Gills once, and then everyone was like, isn't it hard to win in every league? Yes, it is. So like, yes, it is hard to win in every league, especially a professional one. That you have to put the Rubik's Cube, the puzzle pieces, whatever, together. Like you could have all these beautiful, shiny, wonderful pieces. Like this is a beautiful piece, this is a beautiful piece. But if it don't fit, it's going to be ugly. But the pieces, beautiful gowns, you know?
Beautiful gowns.
But if they don't fit together, it doesn't matter. And like, that's the art of being a GM and running a team. And that's why, you know, the Minnesota Lynx, when they had their like dynasty run, like that was so special to watch. When it was the Lynx and the Sparks in the finals all the time, that was so fun to watch. What Vegas has been able to do with their organization, what the Golden State Valkyries have done immediately. Like the basketball junkie in me, like I just love seeing when things are put together the right way. But it's not fun to watch things when they're not put together the right way, but you're like, dang, like that's what you shouldn't do. Like I'm taking notes on what they got going on over here. So if I ever get the opportunity to do something like this, I'll know what to do, what to not do. Do you watch, this is random. Do you watch, or do you like Cat's Eye? The little girl group?
Oh, from the Gap commercial.
Yeah. Are you like in tune with like any of like K-pop things? Like at all?
I'm not like, I know who they are. I get the lore. I know like the backstory. I'm not like, oh, I can like sing all the songs, but I understand what's going on. I know BTS. I know Cat's Eye.
I promise, guys, this is relevant to basketball. Okay, so Cat's Eye is a K-pop adjacent girl group, right? That was created. And how K-pop groups work is, I don't know. It might be, is it Korea? I think it's in Korea. Wherever K-pop's from, it's Korean. It's like boy band, girl group, boot camp, military. Like, they do not play. So Cat's Eye is the newest group that they created. It's like their first like global group that comes from this media group called Hype, I want to say. So on Netflix, they have a documentary about it, about how they put the group together. And it was like basically like, they brought them to this academy in LA and they're like, okay, like we're just gonna like teach y'all like how to be pop stars and give y'all all the tea and all the information. And then like a year into it, they're like, JK, this is a reality show and you're gonna be broadcasted to the world and get voted off. And that's how we're gonna form the group. So they had them like training. They like brought a bunch of these girls in.
Wait, I want to watch this.
No, it's Mariah. It's nuts. Like, it is crazy. Like, these are like 22 and younger. Like, they're like 15 to 22-year-olds. And they like put them in this house in LA and they're like training. And then they give them these things called missions. And they got to like do choreography and sing and dance. And it's like this huge production. And it's like, so they can make Cat's Eye, essentially. Like, that's what the end result was the group Cat's Eye. But it's called Dream Academy.
Wow.
Yes. Anyway, this is relevant to basketball because if I'm a GM, I'm running my team like a K-pop group. So if y'all know anything about K-pop, like y'all need to dig. I've like gotten dragged deep into this K-pop world.
I do know about how they like, when they're kids, they start being groomed to be stars.
We need, in the United States, need to pull a page out of that book and apply it to sports. Because I feel like they might do something similar to that, like right now with like the tennis, golf. I'm sure like if kids want to be in entertainment, like you got to start at a really young age, gymnastics. But like these bigger sports like basketball, football, because of the money now that you can make so early in college, like you don't even have to be a professional athlete to make generational money anymore. Like that's amazing. But I've been seeing clips everywhere about how they're talking about like AA was destroying basketball and fundamentals and like they're talking about how it's all ruining. I don't even know what girls AAU basketball looks like right now. The last time I tapped in with it, I was like, what is going on here? So I want K-pop principals, some of them, because some of the stuff that they do is a little bit wild and it's like very like, but they don't care. They're like, if you want this or you don't. Like, you gonna work hard or you not gonna work hard. Like, these girls got put through hell. But now Cat's Eye is like one of the biggest, like, the fact that the group came out, first of all, I had no idea that this was going on. It was like a lie. Like people were like live voting on this or whatever. So they like documented the whole thing.
Wow.
So like seeing what Cat's Eye is now first and then them dropping the documentary about it, you're like, damn, like this is crazy. But they know what they're doing because this group came out of nowhere and now they're everywhere. Like what they did, like when you're watching it, you're like, there's no way, like, this is like the end result of like all this nonsense that they put these girls through. But like they knew exactly what they're doing. Like that Cat's Eye group is like, they're like the perfect group. But when you see how they all started, like they gave them makeovers, they had them like, but you could see they was like aligning them in certain ways. Like they kind of knew who they wanted in the group. So they kind of like started finessing the system a little bit to try and like get them closer and closer. And then eventually they picked the 6 of them. But I'm like, if I ever have a team or a coach, if I'm a coach or anything, I'm running this shit like a K-pop group. Like
100%.
They don't play. They do not play.
We not working like Gen Z. We working like the people back in the day.
Yes. Back in the day, you're going to get what you earn and earn what you get. Like, they do not play. And like, there was even a girl on the group. I think her name is Adela or something like that. She was a great singer, beautiful girl, great dancer. But they were like, she's too good at everything. She cannot be in a group. So she got voted off. But now they like gave her like a solo deal. So like now she's doing like the solo thing.
Oh.
But the guy who runs the K-pop, basically he was just like, everybody can't be the best at everything. Like we can't have 6 girls who are exceptional singers and exceptional dancers. It's not going to work. You're going to have like a lead singer. You're going to have the lead dancer. You're going to have like, there's like Mariah, there's like so much.
Like positions.
Exactly. There's like so much lore behind K-pop. Like they have like names for like certain people. Like they have like, you have the lead singer, you have the lead dancer. Then you have like, so they have one member who's like 17 or 18. And like they have like a name for that. The young one, like just the little young innocent one. Like that's a role. Then you have one that's like just the pretty one who's like okay at everything, but she's gorgeous. Like they have that. They do not play, but like they have this mega superstar and they're like, you're too good. You gotta go. Like they didn't break their bags trying to find 5 members to fit her. They found 6 members that fit each other. And I feel like that's how teams should be ran and built. Just like that. Like, yes, everyone is super talented in their own way, but do they work? Does it work? Does it fit? That's why the whole super team thing we've seen it. The super team, that's not real.
I was just about to say, we're not building super teams, we're building K-pop groups.
Y'all playing chess, checkers, I'm playing chess over here, okay? We running it.
Exactly.
My team is going to be ran like a K-pop group.
Well, Lexie, I got to go watch that tonight.
But yes, you need to watch that. If y'all are interested in like K-pop and just... These girls like work their asses off. So like it's really sad when they start getting voted off because they're like kids. But like it's a very interesting thing to see. And if you can like watch it with kind of having like sports and athletics in the back of your mind, it's like super interesting to watch and be like, what if like sports were ran like this? Like how would sports look like? Anyway, I think my final thought of the show is it's so interesting that it's us and the Sparks fighting for the last spot. Because I'm like...
I was going to say this earlier, but I didn't want to be messy.
I'm like, guys, all year long, I have just been questioning this move from both parties. And I feel like I just kind of got stuck in some crossfire of people wanting to make changes in their careers. So whatever, shit happens. But the fact that like, not only am I not playing, we as a team underachieved. Like that's not shade. We're potentially could finish the season right at 500 or like right above 500. The Sparks may miss the playoffs again. Like nobody has won really in this situation. Like,
right.
I just this whole year, like, I don't know, this is not going to get me in trouble at this point because like what more can happen? I don't play. Like there's not really anything that can happen at this point. Like I thought that maybe gearing up to playoffs, they would like maybe throw me in occasionally sometimes, but like I haven't played in 3 straight games. And I mean, I want to play tomorrow because I've typically played well against the Valkyries in the time that I was given. But, you know, I don't foresee any dramatic changes happening in a game that is like going to define if we make the postseason for sure or not. So I don't know. But I've just been thinking about this a lot in the last few weeks of just seeing the position that we are in and the Sparks are in. I'm just like, what was the point? At this point, like, the Sparks could have just waved me and I could have like figured it out. But instead I got put into an odd situation where I'm not helping or hurting the team right now in Seattle. And then the Sparks are potentially going to miss the playoffs again. So I'm like, what? Sparks got nothing in return. Basically, the Storm didn't get nothing from me because I've only played in 24 of the 44 games this year. So I'm like, long term, cool. Like I feel like every few years I have a season like this. And it's like just adding another year to my career because like my body and longevity. But, you know, honestly, I'm chopping up this season to like me getting like fully healthy and understanding what my body can and can take throughout a season, dealing with my Crohn's. That's the one positive thing I'll take out of this season is like, I feel really good. I feel really healthy. I feel strong. And I feel like I can like, I'm mentally in a better place than I was last season when I started. Even though last season I was playing, I wasn't really playing well because mentally and physically, I don't think I was ready to come back when I did. This year, though, I was very ready mentally and physically to play. But I think there's a bigger purpose here. When it happens, I'll be like, great, this is why. But right now, currently, I'm just kind of like, this trade doesn't make any sense to anybody. Me, the Storm, or the Sparks. So I'm just like,
no,
whatever. whatever. But the fact that we could be the team that knocks them out of the playoff run kind of makes me a little happy.
No, you need that. Need that.
Even
That
though
has to happen.
I love my girls that are on the Spark still. Like, they know I love them, especially De'Erica. Like, that's my girl for life. But I'm like, y'all gotta sit this one out, please.
Any of them would feel the exact same way.
So I just thought that was just something that was on my mind, like, earlier today. And I was just like, I can't, like, after I saw the Fever clinch the thing and it was us two left, I was like, what are the odds that, like, this is how it all shook out? Like,
I thought the same exact thing. And I was like, let me not say all that. But how weird.
it's just, life be lifing, y'all. Okay, well, I said
Life
30
be
minutes
lifing.
today. Here we are again at an hour. Again. By the time this episode drops, we will be in the playoffs or waiting to see what happens. Hopefully, we get this W tomorrow and next week. I can fill y'all in on playoff energy and thoughts and vibes. But until then, thanks for kicking with us again this week on an episode of Full Circle. We will see y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.